No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so just a few hours ago, I finally had the opportunity to watch Japan's most successful, highest grossing film, not just anime, film in general, of all time. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train, and fam, what a ride. Yes, pun intended, it was, because I went in there and I was like, okay, because I gotta be transparent with you guys. I was a manga reader. I've read the entirety of the Demon Slayer manga. In case you don't know, the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train film is based off of the following arc from where the first season of the anime leaves off. So basically the manga goes straight away from that content to the next. So essentially they took a manga arc and decided, let's make a movie, and that was probably the best decision that Shueisha, Shonen Jump, and everybody involved had ever made in that company's history, because it is the highest grossing and most successful film in Japanese history. That's just insane to think about that. It's still in theaters, and it did such a feat. Shout outs to Demon Slayer. Now, I'm going to be very candid about the film, because like I said, I read this a long time ago, about a year and a half ago, I want to say now at this point, and yeah, the content, I still remembered, like, you know, key elements of it. So in terms of like suspense and, you know, things of that nature, like, well, I already had read it, so it wasn't like I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? But aesthetics wise, I think it doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it anyway. Ufotable, the studio that has done Demon Slayer anime, from the anime, of course, this film, they are top of the line. They are arguably one of the best studios out there to do animation. Like, you know, it's them and Mappa right now that are talks of the town, but Ufotable, there's just something different about their style, their artistic way of doing things that is just a different breed, so to speak, because from top to bottom, every scene of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen film was breathtaking. It was absolutely breathtaking. The further we got into the film, the better the animation got, which is insane. Like, it starts off, it looks great. You could tell that the in-between shots are real clean. Just everything about it looked absolutely gorgeous. So there's no complaints in terms of art, animation, everything about that shit, the way it looked was just fantastic. If you're one of those people that you just want a cool looking film, something that looks insane, art and animation on 10, then there you go. Go watch Demon Slayer Mugen Train film. Now, in terms of the story and what went down, because there's going to be brief spoilers, I won't really until, like, maybe towards the end, I'll give you guys, like, okay, I'm going to talk about the big spoilers now, because I know there's a lot of people that they're probably weighing their options. Should I go see it in theaters? Because I already know everything that's going on in the world as of the recording of this video. But in terms of the way things are structured, because again, it takes place from where the anime leaves off in season 1, them getting on the train, they're meeting up with one of the Hashira. You've seen in probably every promo now, the Flame Hashira. Rengoku is going to be a part of this film, a major part of this film. And in terms of it being cinematic, honestly, I felt like it showed, for me anyway, that this was more so an anime arc that they turned into a movie. It was missing certain key elements, I felt, because they still wanted to be very faithful to the manga. And of course, you know, once season 2 starts, it'll continue straight away from where this leaves off. So it didn't have certain elements that you would expect in a film. To be honest with you, it just felt like a very, very high budgeted, condensed arc of the story. Like, just really great and gorgeous looking, and don't get me wrong, the content was fantastic. I'm just speaking strictly from the cinematic feel of it. Like, it didn't really feel like a movie in certain parts. Like, some stuff I would argue, okay, yeah, like, you know, you have the first act, second act, the big dramatic third, final act, like, all of that stuff was there, but just the way it felt, like, I could just kind of tell, like, there were certain points where I was like, yeah, it's showing that this is an arc in a manga and not actually, like, supposed to be a movie, but nonetheless, it still shined through all that, because the first half of the film mainly focuses in on them being basically trapped. This demon is putting them into this slumber, and they're having these dreams. They're like idealized, you know, life, or idealized things that they would love in life. So think like Naruto, the Moon Eye plan, things like that. They're going through those similar situations, while Zenitsu is having a dream of him and Nezuko, which Zenitsu, always a class act. Like, I'll be honest with you, I never quite understand why people don't like Zenitsu when he's my favorite character in all of Demon Slayer. Like, his dream, I am there just dying laughing of him, just thinking of him and Nezuko swinging around and shit. Like, I love it. I love it when he gets serious serious throughout the film, and he starts blazing through and is sleeping shit. Like, I just enjoy Zenitsu a whole lot. So yeah, shout outs to Zenitsu. Any of the fans out there, we gotta hold it down for our mans, because everybody be straight dogpilot on him. Inosuke's dream was kind of silly too, but Tonjiro'S Dream, that was one of the first things about the film that really caught me and had me emotional, because yeah, bring your tissue box, because me and my niece, I went with my niece and my nephew, and me and my niece, my nephew is a strong dude, I'm not gonna lie, me and my niece is there like throughout the movie constantly because Tanjiro starts having dreams about his family, and, you know, the family that he lost, of course, and things like that, and the idealized world of what it would have been like if they were still alive. And honestly, it was really sad. It was really, really tragic. There's a lot of emotional points throughout this film that is just like, God damn, I don't know how much more I could take. Seen throughout the film, Rengoku just doing badass things, going up and down the train, trying to stop the demon that is basically, you know, becoming a parasite to the train itself. It almost feels like the train is a damn villain too, which it kind of is to a certain degree. And I want to say it was about the majority of like the first half, maybe more than that, of the film is strictly straight up the train going non-stop. And that was one of the things that I appreciated, the fact that the film felt like it kind of switched into something else entirely to a certain degree once the train stops moving. Which, I'll just be honest with you, there's going to be spoilers. There's no way I could talk about certain specific things without spoilers. So again, you've been warned. Once the train crashes and all of that jazz, which I feel like Tanjiro, and even in the manga I felt the same way, like, fam, you are too freaking nice. He gets stabbed in his stomach by the conductor dude because he doesn't want to, you know, make him a killer and be a killer and all that stuff. And I'm just like, bro, knock his freaking head off, slice him up. Even Inosuke at a certain point, when the dude just finished stabbing him, Tanjiro's like, please go save him. I'm just there along with Inosuke like, let him die. What do you mean? So there was points where I was frustrated with, you know, the good-natured essence of Tanjiro, and like, hey, we've seen what type of person he is. Like when the children were going into everybody's dreams, and you see like in Rengoku's dreams is just fiery, and we got to talk about his past in a second, but like, you know, you see that, and then you go into Tanjiro's world, it's just absolutely beautiful clouds, blue skies and shit like that. So it's part of his good nature, it's part of why he's such a pure person. But damn, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting frustrated. He just tried to kill you. He stabbed you in the stomach. He immobilized you. He's partially one of the reasons why everything at the end of the movie kind of happens, because you couldn't do shit. Like, come on. And while I have it on my mind, Rengoku, when we got a peek into his life and how his father was an asshole. Like, you see, he's trying to be in his idealized world, and even in his idealized world, his father's an asshole, reading a book, talking shit to him, saying, you ain't nothing, I wasn't nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing. I was like, okay then. Wow, even in his fantasies, he can't escape reality. Poor Rengoku. And the whole setups with Rengoku's past and everything, like, they accomplished a lot, considering the fact that, again, this was an arc condensed into a film. Like, the setups with Rengoku, his father, the past with that, his little brother, his mother, like, they did a lot in this short amount of time, considering we didn't get really much of Rengoku in season 1 of the anime. Like, we seen him, we know he was part of the Hashira, we got a few words here or there, but we got a whole bunch of him in this film. And it feels like, again, the first half, while there's action, there's a lot of, you know, there's zaniness, there's goofs, there's tears. Like, the first half of the movie alone felt like a movie in and of itself. And to be honest with you, my niece thought like the movie was over once we crash landed and everything with the train, and I was like, yo, we still got like 45 minutes left, like it's not over. And for me, that's where the movie actually took it to the next level, because I would say towards the end of the train scenario, I started to feel like it was dragging a little bit. I was like, okay, you know, they're trying to make it a little bit more cinematic and built up, you know, them chopping the train pieces as the demon is infesting it and shit like that. Like, I understood what they were trying to do with it, and it probably was even from the manga, but it started to feel like it was dragging just a bit towards the end of that first half of them being on the train, until it crashed. And once it crashed and one of the higher ups of Muzan's people showed up, the movie went from like, yo, it's teetering between good and great to, no, this is great. This is, oh my god. I believe his name was Akaza. The battle between Akaza and Rengoku was just phenomenal. Between the fact that Studio Ufotable showed probably their best display of art and animation that they're capable of, like between so many different scenes, from the way the paint glossed, like just everything about that battle is one of the best looking battles out there. Like, it was just gorgeous looking from the art and animation. Studio Ufotable are a true treasure. Like, you cannot come away from a Studio Ufotable project project, production, and say anything regarding their aesthetics. It just looks that damn good. And like I said, once the train crashes and whatnot, the movie just goes a whole other level, because once Akaza shows up, it's fire. It's beyond fire. Pun intended again with the flame Hashira, baby. We're getting on the right track. And like I said, that final battle, absolutely insane. And yeah, the way the movie wrapped up, which major spoilers here. If you don't want to be spoiled, hightail it out of here. I'm talking about that finale. Because with the climax of it, which really just showcased what a G Rengoku was. Like, Rengoku was making sure that not a single person out of the 200 people on that train was going to die. He was being a senpai. He was being a leader. He was being a great Hashira man. All of the above. And it was at the cost of his life, because essentially throughout the battle with Akaza, because Tanjiro, with the stab in his stomach, can't do nothing. And Inosuke realizes, like, I have no place on that battlefield other than to potentially cripple Rengoku, because he would have to worry about me. So essentially it's just Rengoku's the only one that can do anything in this battle anyways. And I ain't gonna lie, a big part of me, I was screaming at that demon, you f***ing like, it actually genuinely pissed me off after he stabbed through him and he ripped his own freaking arms off to run away from the sunlight. I had forgotten that from the manga, and when he did that, I was like, this son of a boom. Which, to be honest with you, if you think about it, especially somebody that hadn't read the manga, they probably went into and seen that finale, and it was a very unexpected way to end a film. I would say that, like, if you did not read the manga, if you were fresh faced, you probably were very surprised how the film ended, because yeah, they technically won in certain aspects, because hey, Tanjiro and them survived. They survived the train, but at the cost of Rengoku's life, because at the end, Rengoku's death, him seeing his mother again, like, all of it, I ain't even gonna front. I'm just being straight up honest with you. I was boo-hooing like hell. I was tearing up so badly. Me and my niece, I'm hearing her just I'm like, it's okay, Niecy, don't worry. I know. Like, yeah, it was bad. I was doing the ugly cry in the theater. I'm not even gonna front, like, straight up. It was sad. Oh my god. Before I forget, somebody need to give, like, the top of the line voice acting award to Tonjiro'S Seiyu. Because funny enough, we were supposed to watch it, because I'm watching it again tomorrow. As of the recording of this video, tomorrow I'm supposed to watch it again. We were supposed to watch it dubbed today, sub tomorrow, but something happened there where the film actually was in sub. So yeah, we watched in Japanese, and the Japanese Seiyu for Tanjiro's voice actor, the best award possible for voice acting, should go to that voice actor. Every time as he's tearing up, crying his eyes out, you know, between screaming at Akaza, saying, you punk, get back here, you lost, not Rengoku, he's a man, you a bitch. Like, I'm crying there when he's apologizing to Rengoku. All throughout that scene of him constantly bawling his eyes out, crying, I am there crying my eyes out, because his voice, like, just one of the greatest Japanese performances I've ever heard. And of course, I'm measuring it from somebody that is not fluent in Japanese, so, you know, it's from my experience of what I felt. I just couldn't stop crying every time I would hear Tanjiro talk as he's crying. It was killing me. And then Inosuke trying to stop it, and then Inosuke's crying through his mask. I was just like, this is too much for me. This is too much. And yeah, in terms of as a film, like, if you're a Demon Slayer fan, hands down, like, I don't even know what you will be doing with yourself if you don't watch this film. Whether you watch it in theaters, whether you watch it when the Blu-ray hits, whatever the case may be, you have to. If you're a Demon Slayer fan, you've seen season 1, you gotta go watch this. Like, it's a must, a #1 must. If you just want an anime film, there's going to be some components that you're going to be missing if you haven't seen Demon Slayer. Like, this isn't something that is going to be very easy to grasp. I think you could go into this film and enjoy yourself for the most part, but you're going to be feeling like you're missing some pieces, because again, it's a continuation from the manga. It's literally an arc from the actual source material, so bear with it if you can do that. But as a whole, it was fantastic, especially the second half. Once the train crashes, the movie truly gets on the right track. And yeah, that was another pun that I'm just throwing all over. It was phenomenal, though, this film. Like, especially, I gotta keep stressing, from the second half on, it was like constant 10. The battle, the animation and art, the voice acting, the music, the emotion, Rengoku, just, that was worth it. Would I say that it's the greatest film of all time, considering the performance? I don't know about that. I know it will tug at your emotions. It will get you emotional. But yeah, I don't know about it being the greatest film of all time. Like, check back in like a year after I watched it a few more times. But it was a damn great film. But I'm very curious what you guys think. If you've seen the film, how did you feel after watching it? Did you cry your ass off at the end of the film. For Demon Slayer fans of the manga and anime, should I even ask, did it do it justice? Of course it did. It outdid the manga times 1,000. Like, there's no question in my mind about that. I heard they skipped some stuff, though. I don't really remember them skipping anything too important, but some people were like complaining about saying like it skipped this and that. It wasn't anything significant in my opinion. But yeah, your overall thoughts of it, and if you haven't seen it and heard all of this, I highly recommend, Demon Slayer fans, you cannot skip this film. I order you, damn it. Go enjoy yourself. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And Demon Slayer Mugen Train, after like a damn near, it feels like year of wanting to see this film, I finally had the opportunity, and it was worth it. It was an amazing film, and it left me shattered. It left me in tears. Have an awesome one.
So just go to